Hello and welcome back to another Axis and Allies 1942 online video, continuing with the solos tourney here, and it is now round 2 of the knockout stage of 8. My opponent for this game will be Darth Hansen. Darth is a very strong platinum level player. From what I've seen, he is a previous top 10 player for Axis, with his allies not so far behind. So yeah, this will be another difficult game, but a good one. Let's get on with it. Alright, welcome back to the solos tourney games here. This is round 2 of the knockout stage, with my opponent being Darth Hansen. Himself as allies and myself as Axis. There was a bid. I actually bid for Axis and won it with a bid of 3. I wouldn't have minded playing an allied game, but I did take a look at my opponent's stats, and he seems to be slightly stronger Axis player, and that's not to slight his allies. He's like consistently in the top 40 for allies as well, so that's no joke. But his Axis he looks like he's just slightly stronger with his Axis, so I actually bid take it away from him, and I'm more confident as Axis anyway, so a bit of tactics there. Which clearly I've made a mistake in this game here, as we can see with Russia's turn. 4 infantry, 2 tanks, bulk standard with a 9-12 attack. 0 losses West Russia, and then strafed Ukraine, losing 2 infantry, leaving the German fighter. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best Russias I've seen. It might in fact be the best Russia. I've seen a few flawless West Russias before I played against. But Ukraine is what normally lets down the turn a little bit. But I don't think I've faced a Russia this strong. This is fairly ridiculous, this start. As Russia sits with a whopping 57 attack power. As if they are a superpower in this game, and normally they're sitting around 40, maybe below 40, 45. But 57 is just absolutely disgusting to start on. So I'm not going to sugarcoat this here. This is going to be a very difficult game to come back, if I even can, without dice. It's that simple. I will be tank rushing here because I need to push myself forward despite the odds allies will be having on me. I can't offer any worse. Yeah. I was thinking of doing a hybrid, actually taking an even riskier option. But I was thinking, well, I kind of need the 5-7 split to work. So I will just do the full tanks so I can push as far forward as possible. I probably will try and force my way into Caucasus if I can, even if Russia has good strafe odds. Because I need an in into this game. I need somewhere to get me back into the game, and stacking Caucasus would be one of them. Yeah. So let's get on with it. So the plan is that I'm actually going to do the 5-1 split. 5-1 split. And I'm actually going to kill that cruiser. And maybe of course if I win the battle, hopefully my battleship wipes out whatever allies throw at it. Maybe that happens. Yeah, I want to try and see if I can kill the entire UK Navy. Not that the only thing that it does is it will discourage the fleet drop, though he would be able to get one anyway. But it would be more expensive. He would have to fully pay for a new navy in the Atlantic. But I have nothing else to do with this battleship except kill that destroyer, and I don't want to. I don't think it. I don't care if allies want to go KJF or try 2 Ocean. The game is allies can do whatever they want, so I'm just gonna try and buy Germany some time by wiping out that fleet. This transport will go and pick up an infantry and AA gun and drop it into Ukraine. I'm still gonna mini stack Ukraine, not full stack here like I would normally do in a tank rush. It's actually so incredibly dead zone, it's not even funny. If I send absolutely everything, and I mean everything, including all my fighters, it is barely a 40% to hold. It's so insane how much strength Russia has in this game. So I'm not going to do that because I still need to clear Atlantic. Yeah, this will be the combat. I'm just going to push full into Libya. If UK is going to hit this, I just need them to get bad dice. And if UK hits this, it gives me odds. It might give me a good chance to YOLO India. Not that that's ever realistic with 6 Russian tanks in this game. I mean, it should be fairly impossible to take India. But yeah, here we are. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4 fighters available to stack Bellow. Alright, good luck to the Germans. Well, you got the hit. So, that result's not good enough. Of course, killing the destroyer is what I'm kind of happy with anyway, but ideally I need that transport dead. That was a really bad round from me. This is ridiculous. I was hoping to keep a submarine, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, that... I mean, this result is... That's probably the average for 5, but that's not good enough for being this far behind. Yeah, that is definitely... That could have been, like, eons better. Tons better than that. Oh, well. So, I'm pretty much just gonna throw Germany forward. I'm throwing every man forward. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That is fairly annoying, but yeah. I want an AA gun infantry, like usual. I want probably the tanks in Baltic here. Tanks in Baltic. I don't really care if UK wants to roll on this. Yeah, I need... If he's gonna, like, try and kill my planes, I need him to just get some of the worst dice ever seen. Or... Yeah, so I'm gonna try this. It's a fairly annoying battle to take lightly. And Russia's going to be a little hesitant to hit it. Same with Karelia. Now, Russia will actually have a 74% on Belarusia. So be it. I need him... I need the battle to be good enough to be considered hitting. It's overwhelming profit of 20 IPC. Like, it's... if Russia goes in and conquers the territory, that's game. There's no real way of putting it. Losing 4 fighters is just unacceptable as Germany. What do I need? So I have 2 here. I'll probably send 1. So it's 3 for this territory. Other 2 will go north. If they even go north. If he clears this... I did buy 6 tanks. So... Yeah, the annoying thing about the transport surviving is the fact that UK can still drop into France with 2 units. So there's always that risk that UK gets a double hit back and I fail France. But even with that risk, I'm not sending a 3rd unit to take it. Alright, well, good luck to Germany. This game's pretty hopeless. We'll see what happens, yeah. Yeah, right. Well, that's it. But if Russia does conquer, I do have a retaliation of... It's like 3, 7, and 10 tanks. Of course, it's very it's just not ideal losing these 4 fighters if he does win it, but I have to offer him something here. Yep. Alright, well, it's the end of Germany round 1, and I'll be back with Japan round 2. Alright, welcome back to Japan 1 here. UK with a fleet drop. Destroy carrier to 8 and 3 infantry to India. Pretty standard buy against the tank rush. Took France, dropping 2 dudes as predicted. Killed the transport in 5. Killed the destroyed transport 61, losing the cruiser. Yeah, pretty normal turn. Moved the fleet into 17. And I'd probably just disregard that in a normal game, but this is not going to be a normal game, so I think I will hit 17 here. I have 2 fighters. Yeah, I think I will be happy with that. Alright, so the turn will be a standard India free timing. 3 transports, infantry, tank. And hope that allies do not try KGF with US only. I just hope they just go KGF so Japan can try and win the game for Axis. I wonder, do I have enough units to do Pearl Light and still defend myself and still hit 17? I'm willing to risk it all here. Anything can happen on Russia's turn. So I could... that? So I'm gonna have 3 fighters for Guangdong. How risky do I want to go this turn? Might be willing to do that. But this should suffice. I could do that. Alright, I think this is going to be fine. I do ideally want to deny Guangdong. I'd rather just an infantry protecting my planes. This doesn't really matter. I could send it to Anhui if I need to. Just leave the 3 fighters there. I don't know if he's going to hit that. But yeah, I'm willing to take a pretty risky turn here. Unlikely, yeah. Unlikely, yep. I'd normally commit 5 to Anhui, but to try and avoid the double hit back. But if US is going to get the double hit back, then well, not really much that can be done. I have to take a risk this turn. outstanding rolls there. Okay, he didn't get another one, so that's alright. What a joke. I mean, yeah, well, if nothing's gonna work, it's not really much that can be recovered from this game. Okay. Alright, I'll take this. Yeah, well, the cruiser dies. Part of me kind of wants to keep the sub in a weird way. But maybe the cruiser wins against a battleship destroyer. Who am I kidding? Okay, Burma is a big surprise. I was not expecting to take this. Yeah, the game's being slow because I'm currently loading up all the hacks right now. Those triple ones. Okay. Well, I mean, that was a pretty bad round. So, I mean, there was profit made. But losing 2 planes to some stupid 17 battle. Well, I mean, that's the risk you take, right? At the end of the day. But okay, well, I guess my fleet just goes here then. Well, I mean, I have no reason to move into 34 anymore. So what am I doing with my fleet now? Yeah, I mean, that's rotten luck. I will have a look at that. Those odds. I didn't actually calculate it. Let's have a quick look. I had the advantage. I had 2 dice of 3 against 2 dice of 2. So a 63% to win. Average is 1 plane left. It's a bottom 36% result. That's really what I need. Okay. Well, I think that's fine. Germany has 4 aircraft. Well, 6 aircraft. We'll see if that's still the case on G2, of course. But taking out those boats, he doesn't really have a navy. I mean, they have this cruiser. The battleship will be dead. I will definitely be threatening this transport. I think I will have to keep my planes in, like, Germany just to threaten this area. Well, I can go to Solomon's here. Just to keep this transport away from 36. Pretty much it. It's only got 1 transport, one infantry and a cruiser bombard. I'm not concerned, and since the cruiser's alive, it's blocking US coming down to have a swing. So I'll do that. I don't normally go to Solomon's here. Can I make use of my fleet? Don't need any protection for 60. But yeah, the UK bombers in West Russia, which is a little strange. I don't think it really matters in the grand scheme of things here. What do I want to do here? I mean, I could threaten 53. I wish I had that battleship, like, here now. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no real way to threaten 53. I would go to 50. What I'm talking about is I'd go to 51 here. Just to threaten 53. I guess I could still do it. Like, I guess, you know what, I could move these ships here. Like, what else are these ships gonna do? Right? You know what, I'll threaten 53. Whatever that will do. I mean, why not, right? I mean, if we're looking at the turn, like, it's a mixed bag. Season 17 was a bit of a disaster. But Pearl Light is a really good result. Only losing the submarine. Taking Burma is very good, no units lost in Anhui. I mean, Bury, I think Russia just pushes back. There's not really much stopping the... Ideally, Russia needed to miss here, so that it makes it a little bit more difficult if Russia just sends the free infantry down. No, I did lose one in Yunnan. Yeah, no, none in Anhui. So combat was okay. I guess I have to give this round credit. It was a very risky round. Most of it went alright. It's just 17 that kind of blew up in my face. So down 2 planes. So it's almost, yeah. It's the exchange is bad. That's pretty much it. Well, I don't think I've made a mistake here. I'm pretty sure 60 is safe, but if I see it if I see it gone, if I see those free transports disappear, I'll just chalk it up to I can't think straight because of Russia's first turn. I'll just blame it on that. The psychological damage I've taken from this is too much. I can't play anymore. But yeah, okay round for Japan. I think that's honest. It needed to be like spectacular though because of the sheer potential that Germany's going to be taking. The sheer amount of damage Germany's going to be taking on their turn is just... I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So I'm really hoping that Russia, all their dice are asleep. They're all ice cold. No hot dice thrown from Russia here. Alright, well that's the end of Japan round 1. And I'll be back with Germany round 2. Alright, Germany round 2 here. USA with 2 transports, a carrier, 2 infantry and a destroyer. All on the eastern coast, of course. Killed my battleship, losing a destroyer. And yeah, it's doing a KGF here. Ignored my cruiser. UK can still send a sub after it, so hopefully I get lucky. And the sub fails, and I get to keep my cruiser. That'd be nice. But yeah. Yep, sent a fighter to West Russia. Moving forward. Didn't take Morocco. Thought that was a little odd. But I suppose I could send my 2 planes after it. But yeah. Right, Russia with 6 infantry, 2 artilleries. Pretty interesting turn. Killed the transport in 16. The Russian fighter. Attacked Ukraine. Killing the AA gun and 2 infantry. Retreating with 2 infantry, 1 artillery and a tank. Losing 1 infantry. So that's a pretty good result on Ukraine. Then got a pretty bad one in Karelia. Only killing an AA gun. Infantry. losing 4 infantry, 1 artillery, retreating with a tank. So that's a very much needed result. I did lose 2 AA guns this turn. Yeah, I've already lost 2 of my AA guns by Germany too. So that sucks. Karelia is really nice. Ukraine sucks a little bit. I kind of need a little bit more than that, but Russia did not take the territory. So I'll take that. So I guess crisis potentially averted here. It's still a pretty bad position for Germany. Russia actually lost 2 attack power because of how bad Karelia went. But yeah, I think my only option is to stack Karelia here. And hard press for Archangel. I'm really hoping Germany's strong enough to move in. I don't really want to send Japanese fighters to assist. But I suppose I may have to. I got 3 available. So, maybe it might be fine in the future. It's just yeah, ideally I'm going for India. I don't know if I might have to bail on that. I'm not sure if it's possible to go for India. Okay, well I did look at a double stack here, Karelia and Ukraine. I've not looked at whether I can hold both. I'm pretty sure I can. I might have enough units to withstand, especially with Japanese help, to withstand the Russian strength. So the problem is that I don't dead zone West Russia still. If I tried a double stack, the idea behind the double stack is it's a conservative play with Germany. You preserve your income, but you ideally need to dead zone West Russia. Otherwise, Russia simply just stays put. And I have a split army, which isn't strong enough to push forward. So, yeah, I think I've only got like a 24%, assuming allies send everything available. That's not good enough. So I don't think I can go for the Ukraine Karelia stack. I'm just going to have the full stack Karelia. And hopefully that guarantees me the shot of moving into Archangel. That is a lot of tanks, so that's a lot of defensive power on the stack. Despite the huge strength Russia has. That should be enough, hopefully. With some additional Japanese support. But yeah, I think the game is playable. It will definitely be quite the struggle to come back. I kind of did wish Russia did take a swing on Belarus and got bad dice, but I suppose the turn that Russia took was okay. It was okay. But yeah. The buy will be just 14 ground here. I just need to buy as many men as possible. I don't really have any men on the west coast to defend myself, so I gotta start buying a lot of men here. I will be taking France. I'm gonna blitz Egypt. I don't think it's worth me pushing forward. UK is a pretty convenient 5v4. And since Japan is down 2 fighters, I don't think India is going to be that difficult to defend for allies. So yeah, I'm taking France. I will try and take Caucasus. The other option is Archangel, but I kind of need to 1-round France. There is a 1 in 5 chance that I fail to take France without a plane loss. So I'm really hoping I don't get unlucky here and UK rolls the double hit back. And hopefully I can take Caucasus, because that's an income of 10 right there. If I fail both, that is minus 10 for Germany. That's so brutal. So yeah. Already gonna have to defend Italy. Just, I might have to put a little garrison there as well, just to stop the UK taking it. And limiting my income. And not my income, my recruitment. I don't want that, so I will have to defend that. Hopefully I get a really good round here to help me catch up. Oh boy, my heart dropped as soon as the infantry got the hit. But luckily for me, the tank missed. That is a very good result. Of course, I mean, just too good to be true. At least I didn't fail France, I will have to take that. But of course, UK got the hit back there. In games like this, where I intend to play a little bit risky because of the dice, results like that have a lot more impact, especially in tank rush as well. Germany has less units because I bought tanks instead, so the little combats matter a lot more. Now the idea is that I need to send everything available here to pressure that, but I think I need at least a minimum of 2 units in Poland. I can't leave 1 unit to try and take back Ukraine. I have to show a little bit of respect to the flawless result on Russia's turn. To be honest, if I was Russia, I would overcommit and leave like 3 infantry and an AA gun. That's such an annoying battle to deal with, and then trade Bellow. There's not really much I can do except send planes at it or just simply ignore it. Well, I mean, there's hope for this game. I notice I take a bit of a pessimistic attitude in some of these games. It's just because of, it's mostly to do with the quality of opponent. I have a rough idea how the game will progress, assuming standard play and average dice. It tends to dampen my mood, I suppose, but there is definitely hope in this game now. Yeah, I think if Germany can push forward here into Archangel, they will have options to move into West Russia and go Caucasus. That might be my best shot in this game. Then maybe there's an India play off of that. Also, I've left a note here. I forgot to mention it last on Japan's turn, but the infantry I bought is for the bid, and it will stay on the island for the rest of the game. I just have to make sure that I don't move it off of Japan. It's fine to stay on the island because I'm not seeing a KJF switch up in this game anytime soon. Kill Germany is normally the stronger option in a tank rush because Germany has less units to defend themselves with because they bought a bunch of tanks. So yeah, that shouldn't affect things. So yeah, the bid's safe to just stay in Japan. If I have a spare transport, I will probably just ship it off to Iwo Jima so I don't have to deal with the problem anymore. But only if I have nothing to do with my transport. The idea is just move forward. I mean, I am moving in with 29 units. I mean, it's a good army. It's definitely a good army. But yeah, 43 IPC is okay for Germany. I did hope to take Caucasus, but the UK's dice have been okay so far this game, to say the least. Right, that is the end of Germany round 2, and I'll be back with Japan round 2. Right, Japan 2 here. UK were 4 infantry, a fighter, tank 2 artilleries. Tank 2 artilleries to India with 4 infantry, 1 fighter to UK. Blitzed Egypt, took France, Burma, for, well, no units lost, and then killed my cruiser in 53. Flawless round there for UK, which is not ideal. As predicted, UK saved the transports, so yeah, Allies definitely got off scot-free with that battle there. Very unfortunate. I could still roll a... Well, I assume US is moving in. Well, a 4v4, I mean, it is justifiable. Okay, well, I can expect US to be sacking. Take Norway, so I get to kill a transport. I guess he could move into A and take Northwestern. I would be tempted to kill the US transports. I think that's fine to risk a plane as long as I can get into Archangel. And Russia has to move away from me. Yeah, we'll have to see about that. Right, Japan's going to buy 4 infantry, transport, and industry. I'm probably going to get up to 5 transports this game. I think I'm only going to have the Manchuria IC up and running, and I think I will try an air build game. It does suck a lot because I'm down 2 planes from the usual. But I think buying fighters for like 4 rounds and then switch to bombers, or I just begin with bombers straight away and play aggressively. Just to assist Germany holding territories. That's the reason for the fighters. That's pretty much it. 5 transports. It'll be the industry and 6 ground from Japan going into China. It is a little weak, but I am investing early into planes. I don't think I can stop a future Kazakh stack. Russia is so strong. They will have their way with Japan by stacking Kazakhs. So I'm just going to have to try and filter through to Evenki. And I think Germany will have to push themselves forwards. Yeah, with either going into Arch, West Russia, Caucasus, or staying in West Russia for a few rounds so that Japan has the chance to build up their air force and their ground count in China. But yeah, that'll be the buy. I'm pretty sure that's safe to do so. There's no threat. I don't think. 1, 2. No. Well, unless I suppose if Russia lucks out a 1v1 on Bury, then yeah, this bomber could go grab the transport that I'd buy in 60. Right, 1, 2, 5, 6. Yeah, a 1v1. There's no planes that can reach to kill the unit for Russia. I'm not expecting any fancy plays like that. Allies don't need it with the lead that they've got so far. I'm just going to move forward. I'm going to drop infantry, tank. Then I need a tank, AA gun, 2 infantry. Well, the infantry tank will go into Yunnan, and then I want... Suppose I am dropping the AA gun down, right? Because I can't pick up one of the infantry. So it'd be... I mean, that's okay. 2 infantry, 1 AA... I suppose I put the tank there instead. That makes a little bit more sense. I'm not bringing the tank to Australia. It's not make any sense. Okay. Well, I can do this. It's fine. And that's all the combat. I could kill this submarine. But I want to stack 36. I mean, I could send my lone destroyer at it. The problem with sending the lone destroyer is that if US goes 1, 2, sends a lone fighter to kill it and then buys a new sub, I don't have a destroyer anymore. Or do I just kill it? I've got the planes for it. Well, I guess I hit that. I will leave it alone. I think as long as it doesn't make to Indian Ocean, it's fine. I think there's an equal amount of pros and cons to killing this. I think I will just leave it alive. It's 1 sub for my 1 destroyer. That is fair. It's fairly easy to pacify it and keep it away from the Indian Ocean, so it can't be paired up with the UK planes. It could move. What am I moving it to? I think I want to move it to. Well, I guess I could move it to 60. Yeah, I suppose 60 is an okay option. It could go to 45, and then what? Yes, I hang around. Yes, the problem is if I give it easy access. So what? I guess the destroyer might as well just sit, but unless I kill it. No, I'll leave it alone. It's fine. If it becomes a problem because I didn't kill it, then I'll just have to live with it. But yeah, this should do. It's a fairly simple turn for Japan. Well, if I mess up, I can always send a power ship to defend it. I don't think I've messed up. Alright, ideally I take Burma. And he misses. I'll take it. So I want these guys here. I guess I am bringing the infantry tank down here. It's fine to do so because the tank moves 2 tiles. I'm not bringing it to Australia. I've got units on the islands here, but what I'm doing is ensuring that I have enough units so I have the option to cross over to Africa if UK does not buy a destroyer. And plus, if UK does, I'd simply just pick up 1 guy and the men off the islands and land. And then the units in French India would simply just be used to trade in Burma, and then Yunnan could just move up. And infantry go here. That infantry is the bid. I've written 2 notes here so I don't forget it. These four will move here. I'm not too scared if Russia wants to attack me. They haven't got a tank in range. It's... yeah, I'm not fussed about that. Guess I do that. Just leave my planes here. So I want... destroyer? Yeah, I want a destroyer carrier and then battleship carrier. Interesting. Actually, that's fine. That's actually really convenient. I do want to threaten this with a fighter. So yeah, 61 should be safe. It's a battleship versus a single bomber. I don't think that's anything of concern. Industry for Manchuria, transport or infantry. Yeah, I think if I will do my best to keep an eye on this, but if I accidentally move it, I mean, I could chuck it to Formosa. I guess that if that's also convenient. Yeah, I might actually ship it to Formosa. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I have 3 transports here, so I might actually just ship him off to Formosa. So I don't mess up, and then it's just in a useless tile that allies aren't really gonna hit ever. I suppose the only niche problem is if somehow allies pressure Formosa with their bombers, and I have a bomber landing there to hide. But I don't think that's gonna happen in this game. That should not happen. Yeah, I mean, what is that one? A 2v3, that's not happening. Yeah, he's probably surprised he's got the sub alive, but I think just being out of position for that long, when I'd rather keep the ships to allow my easy expansion, so I can move into 36 in particular. It's just more convenient for me than killing the submarine. It is fairly out of position, but for these boats here to really give any value to me, so... yeah, okay. It's the end of Japan round 2, and I'll be back with Germany round 3. Alright, welcome back to Germany round 3. US with 8 infantry, 2 more transports. All on the eastern coast, of course. Bombed Berlin for 6 damage. Took Norway and Morocco for 3, stacking Morocco. Yeah, that's a pretty nasty result on Berlin for me there. Hopefully that's not beginning of a devastating trend. Rolling 6 is very lucky here. Yeah, US moving forward. That's pretty much it. Yeah, they spread out into Moscow and Caucasus, their planes as well. Russia with 5 infantry, 2 artilleries. 2 infantry, 1 artillery to Russia. Then 3 and 1 to Caucasus, which I'm actually fairly happy about. Failed Ukraine. Russia is playing ultra conservative. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I would expect a little bit more aggression. But to be honest, whether Russia is passive or aggressive here, can get away with both plays. With the start they've received. So yeah, Russia did not fully deploy into Moscow. So I actually can move into Archangel like I needed to, which is excellent news, truly. Kicking Russia off of West Russia, it will allow Germany to stabilize a little bit. Yeah, it is a little fortunate that Russia is failing their trades. They've had well, ever since round one. After round one, they've had a bit of a mixed bag, but yeah, the failure on Ukraine, it eases the pain on the SBR a little bit, but I would say the exchange is Allied favored. Alright, so it's a bit of an awkward situation because I have to repair Berlin. But I can't really kill that transport with Germany if I stack Archangel. The only safe spot for the plane is Northwestern. The Allies have an incredible amount of attack on Northwestern. I can defend it. But it's just a little bit too overcriminal from Germany to pull it off. I could stack it, and I could stack Archangel. Then I have like 1 infantry in Poland that's needed to trade 2 territories next turn. And I would assume that Russia would have roughly, assuming no hitbacks, 2 infantry in both, which I can't handle that. I can't kill the transport if I'm moving forward. But I have to move forward because this is not sustainable. I have to use my tanks. Like if I stay back in Karelia, the tank buy loses its value because I'm not pushing myself forwards and gaining more income with Germany. So I have to push forward here. Unfortunately, I have to give up the transport. That's the way it is. I have to make sure that Germany can secure its next round trades at the very least. So yeah. 11 infantry, 1 artillery. I'm going to repair 4. I'm going to deploy 3, 8. And then 1 infantry to Karelia. I'm going to save the 2. Do I need to save the 2? How much does Germany make this turn? 40, 30, 34, 40, 41, 43. I mean, that's okay. Pretty nice. Yeah, this will be the buy. Part of me does wonder if it's worth trading this back. But US is in 13, so it's not really worth it. I'll just have to let US get their IC up and running. So I'll leave a dude in Karelia. US will trade it. US will probably trade Ukraine, so Russia only really has to trade Bello on their turn. Yeah, as you should. Allies have a pretty good position over Germany. Not much. Russia's not going to be taking much damage. I wouldn't be surprised if Russia reaches attack power 70 in the next 2 rounds, which is it's very concerning. I'm a little tempted to go after this infantry because Egypt's dead. Allies, well, UK has like 3 ground and what? 4 planes in range. So this, I don't know, unless I just stack it and then try and get UK to hit it, and hopefully they get bad dice. To save Germans in Africa for just a little bit longer. The tank survives, then it has a chance to blitz down, or US would be forced to air raid it with the bomber fighter. And I think, I don't know, I might go for it. Yeah. Yeah, all in. Might as well just all in France as well. And that's pretty much it, I would imagine. I don't really like doing that ever, but I don't know, maybe I'm desperate enough to do this. I'd say the game is playable. It's playable for Axis, but I'm still behind. It's going to take something quite significant to actually get back in the lead. I don't know, maybe I have to run the risk on it. I've rarely hit Sudan like that. But hopefully I get lucky and I kill the infantry and conquer the territory. So yeah, allies have to potentially lose a plane to kill the tank. I mean, that would be a pretty good godsend. I mean, I can send a fighter if the tank survives, if Yuki doesn't kill it. Maybe that's worth it. Just for Germany to get just an extra infantry worth of income. Right, well, good luck to the Germans. Did I account for the hit back? I did. Still very unfortunate he got the hit back. We'll see how many allies get this turn. Oh, wow. Beautiful. I don't know the exact odds of that outcome, but I'll definitely take it. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Well, at least the rest of the combats were flawless. That's pretty nice. Italy. Think 2 fighters. The rest will go into Germany. Do I want to do that? Need AA gun. 2. I need 6 infantry, 2 fighters, and an AA gun. That should be safe enough. And I have 7 units to move forward, which is great. I'm gonna put 4 here. Like that. I think that's pretty good. There is I suppose there is a can opener for allies. Like allies clear this and then Russia wipes out a bunch of infantry. I'm not too sure about that play. I've yet to see Russia form a can opener like that against Germany. The problem is the planes, right? 1, 2. I mean, they can land in Norway, but what real good is that? I suppose it's fine if US deals with these 2 and UK air raids Bellow, or if US air raids Bellow, right? I don't know. Maybe I want allies to take a move like that. I can't really do much about it. I have to push forward. Right, this should be it. I just made an adjustment. I'm gonna send an extra dude to Baltic. Just looking at Russia's odds. Just a little too good for my taste. Yeah, so. I don't really like the can opener. It is something to be respected. The fighters will survive land, so they're not... Well, yeah, the fighters can just retreat to Norway. I wouldn't be surprised if Russia has enough bodies and allied support to hold Moscow, no problem. So, yeah, this should be good. I have 4 extra planes pressuring Also have planes pressuring Dogda, so I could trade that with Germany. Just to grab some income, that should be fine. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, one dude for here. Yep, I'm happy with this. I don't care too much the pressure rate. I have too much fleet. But I do pressure 15 with everything, so it will encourage the US to commit to a Medshuk. Not that I can really do much about it. I wish I didn't lose both of those Japanese planes, because then it would have been a little bit easier to deal with this nonsense. But we'll see what I can do in the future. But yeah, that was a very good round. There were hitbacks. Well, only one in Archangel actually. So yeah, it was a very good round. Hopefully more to come. Right, that's the end of Germany round 3, and I'll be back with Japan round 3. Alright, welcome back to Japan round 3. I am a bit under the weather. I do apologise if my voice is a bit groggy here. The game must go on. 7 infantry, 1 transport and a fighter for the UK. Fighter transport to 8. 3 infantry to India. And 4 infantry to UK. Took Northwestern. Took France, no units lost. And took back Burma, no units lost. Perfect round for the UK there. It's unfortunate for me. Okay, so this is interesting. I kind of expected UK to attack one of these targets, but if allies are going to let me explode into Africa, this is great for Germany. I did a tank rush, so I'm low on unit count, so I need to grab as much income as possible so I can produce as many men as possible to survive the coming waves of allies. Yeah, but the flawless round does not help. US does have a bomber fighter on it, and I would not be surprised if he sends planes to kill this tank. So I will be sending this fighter here to reinforce it. I am fine if US clears this and lose both planes. I'm fine with that, I think. Using a bomber fighter for a tank fighter, I'll take that. I will take that. If I can win these risky battles, it will help me get back into the game. I don't think Axis are out of it. I think I'm just slightly behind. Okay, so Japan with 10 infantry and a transport. I'm going to get up to 6 transports here. I'm going to be fairly greedy with Japan and grab income. You can see that Alaska's been left completely open. So I feel inclined to take it, and I might as well head to Hawaii directly afterwards. And yeah, so I'm glad I put the carrier there and the destroyer so I can move in. I can send one of these planes, not necessarily to defend the fleet, but more so to attack Hawaii. Yeah. And I will commit 2 transports to Western. I just want to deal with Eastern Australia as safely as possible. I mean, UK could still send the bomber for infantry. But I'd rather land with 4 ground so I don't waste too much time. I am committing 3 transports to the expansion. That is a little risky. I would not be surprised if allies will set up a pretty nasty Kazakh stack in the future. and the low unit count in China, it'll be a struggle. But I think I should grab income here. My presence in Alaska will pin some US units into Western, and if UK doesn't fall back, or if US doesn't fall back, I'll take Western Canada as well, and maybe go grab Hawaii, or I'll just go all in on Hawaii. Yeah, 10 infantry and a transport. I'm pretty sure that's safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's no funny business. The US has lost their sub, and yeah, looks good to me, I think. Okay, so infantry, land, and these two guys. I'm tempted to take the artillery with me, actually. Just for that extra bit of firepower. Do I need it? I've got a battleship. And I think I plan on sending the bomber to Guinea just to pressure Eastern. Do I need the artillery? I don't think so. What's the plan? So this fleet here, I'm leaving this lone battleship in 61. There's no threat in mid, so I can be quite spread out with my fleet. But yeah, I guess I will send the battleship. I don't know about the carrier. I don't think I'm sending the carrier. Okay, so 2 infantry. Take Alaska. I'm going to actually commit the tank to Yakut. I could conquer Yakut and then non-con my tank into Evenki. I'm a tile ahead, but I don't have a reliable way of taking Yakut since my planes are needed elsewhere. I think just infantry artillery. Or 2 infantry. That should do it. This fighter goes here. I'm going to send 2 planes to Archangel and 1 to 64. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So a big eco grab for Japan. That will help soften the fact that I've lost 2 fighters early on, I guess. Alright, am I going to fail Yakut here? Okay, only 1 infantry loss, that's acceptable. Right, I'll take no units lost here, that's very nice. Yeah, this bomber will move to here, New Guinea. Lone battleship, that fighter here. Carrier might as well go there. Destroyer, carrier, fighter, 2 fighters. Now, Russia has a 34% on Archangel. So I am not concerned about that at all. Now, I think US will try and trade Novo and Kazakh, or Ukraine and Kazakh. I think I will put 1 infantry extra in Novo just to make that a non-option for... Well, it makes it difficult, more difficult. Okay, so yeah, this guy transport the bid, and then this here. Bid to Formosa here. Transport and 10 infantry. That UK attack is concerning, but I can't really stop it if UK wants to go for it. That's fine. Carrier battleship, yep. 45 IPC for Japan. Some good money there. Okay, well, that is the end of Japan round 3, and I'll be back with Germany round 4. Right, Germany round 4. USA with 11 infantry and a fighter. Takes infantry to Eastern with 5 infantry, 1 fighter to Western. Very over-committal, I will say. I only had 3 attackers, so I'll take this as a win. I think that's very over-committal. So that might tell me that he's gonna try and reduce as much risk as possible in a game like this. So I could probably get away with some ballsy moves, maybe. That's what that tells me, or it's just nothing entirely. But yeah. Blitz the tank through Finland and hit Karelia, who's in the tank, killing an infantry. Took Algeria, Southern Europe, Libya for 3. Took Ukraine, no units lost. A good round for US. Moved into the Mediterranean here. Gonna do a Medshuck, which is normally it's definitely the strong play to do against a tank rush since I'm low on ground in Europe. Yeah, reinforced Moscow, of course. Sent 2 transports to French West to deal with the German explosion into Africa here. Russia with 6 infantry, 1 artillery. All into Moscow, of course. So took Karelia for 3. Failed Belarusia, being infantry. Belnovo, retreating with an artillery fighter, losing 2 infantry, no units lost. For me, which is a very good result. I'll definitely take that. And took Kazakh, no units lost. So yeah, that's a poor round for Russia. I'll take that because they've had a pretty strong start this game. So anything to keep them down from being a total juggernaut in this game. 6 tanks is still very dangerous. I think so dangerous, in fact, that I can't even shift to a West Russia stack. Still under the weather, so I will apologise for the grogginess here. Okay, so yeah, West Russia is not really an option with the stack. I think it's almost a coin flip. No, it's even worse. On a best case scenarios, I leave an infantry behind to protect the Japanese planes. Well, I suppose worst case. Yeah, so Russia gets a hit back. 10 infantry and artillery and 15 tanks. 3 Japanese fighters. Russia has a 78%. Overwhelming 42 IPC profit. Strafe. So that's really bad. If we calculate this without the extra 3 tanks from Russia, I could actually move forward. So you can see the impact this is having. Clear as day. Those bonus tanks for Russia. The German momentum stops here. That's it. I can't really progress forward until more infantry arrive to the front. So that is that. I could just go do Moscow, a quick calculation. I don't think it's an option, but I will check. Nah. Moscow is impossible here. He outnumbers me by 13 units. Which is obviously a very bad sign. So, Moscow is not an option. Arguably overstacked by allies. Which suggests that he's going to play very cautiously. I mean, if I had such a strong lead, I would also play cautiously. Which I will try and take advantage of that, I think. Germany's going to get 11 more infantry and 2 more artilleries. And repair 2 to Berlin. The idea is take back West Russia. I'm going to stack shift to Karelia here. I'm going to all in Ukraine because I want to non-com my tanks to Ukraine, assuming I actually take West Russia, of course. Might warrant the artillery being sent because it is fairly important. So I think I will do that. Just to preserve German income, I want to stack shift my tanks into Ukraine to stop UK training it. I'm going to take TJ. Now there's an interesting opportunity here, which I will try and take advantage of. I will actually blitz the tank down to Union. Now of course, US has 4 infantry in range of it. That bomber can't reach. But what I can do is send this Japanese fighter to Union to offer a straight 50-50. Your 4 infantry versus a tank fighter. US has a 49% to win that battle. I'm fine with that, because what I'm going to do is move my Japanese bomber from New Guinea to Sudan, to zone off 27. So, if US wants to take this 50-50 dice job here, they forfeit 2 transports, which I would happily take. This setup. Want that, and then probably 2, and then 2, right? Maybe it's not worth the artillery piece. I'll send 1 infantry. I think that is it. Yeah, I do need to leave 1 to protect it from the fighter tank. Well, what's that? 2 fighters, a tank, the bomber. To be honest, I'm going to be welcoming battles like this. I think UK does have the advantage, but I need him to get bad dice. So I will have to welcome that. It would be very unfortunate if UK does win a battle like that, because then Japan is reduced to 2 fighters actually, which is really unlucky for Japan. But yeah, I will have to welcome that battle. I wouldn't be surprised if UK attempts it. All battles are strong. So this is where I'm going to fail the most important battle of this match. Okay, I'll take that. Good stuff. It was so important that I didn't fail West Russia there. Just to preserve Germans' income, just for a little bit longer. It's not catastrophic, of course, but I'd rather not be put into an even more in disadvantageous position. Because I can't make basic 97% chance battles, which I think that was roughly the odds on West Russia for me. Okay. Yeah, the Germans are really asleep this turn. Am I gonna fail France? Wow. What a joke. Yeah. These sort of results kind of just make it very, very difficult to come back against a player like this. It's so unnecessary, it really is. I'm down 2 infantry, like, it's just so annoying. Yeah, well, it's just whatever, really. It stings even more because I'm not trading Northwestern, so I'm just straight up -8 income because of that. So I'm going to fail Southern Europe as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a really bad round. That's pathetic dice. All the Germans there. Yeah, really ridiculous. I'm down 2 infantry because of some stupid dice. Result. Okay. Well, it is what it is, I guess. I think I want to move, what, like 4 tanks? 5 tanks should do. Yep, that could not have gone any worse. France, that's really disgusting. I might actually offer odds on Italy, like it went so bad, I'm gonna be like tempted to try and hold territory cheaper than I should. Okay, so, done a few calculations here. So with Ukraine, it's a bit of an interesting situation. Now, there's a 1-2 punch. You got UK and you got US. I suppose you technically have Russia as well. So with that in mind, I might have to adjust this by 2 tanks just to compensate for that. But I might have to adjust Baltic. But yeah, so you have a 1-2-3 punch pretty much here. I'm going to offer it, I think. Japan can assist with 2 fighters, assuming UK doesn't clear it, and then US go for this target, and Russia. But it's very aggressive from allies to do so. I'm not sure if they're up for that. So there's a bit of a dice job here. I'll take any battle they want to try against this little stack. I'm trying to preserve myself and offer risk. I don't think he's up to hit 9 tanks. It's fairly risky. We'll see. Italy is just going to be a straight coin flip. After that France result, I don't mind if US wants to try and clear Italy. Of course, if US clears it, that's fairly devastating, losing 2 fighters. But US might just enter Black Sea anyway, and try and take these 2 tiles. Not really much I can do to stop that since Japan doesn't really have an air force anymore. Yeah, I would usually use Japan to deal with the Medshuk, but since Japan's down 2 planes and maybe down 2 more, for all I know, that's not happening in a game like this. We'll have to adjust Baltic. I guess 2 less tanks I need to send. I guess I'll send just an extra infantry. UK has nothing to do with these units on their turn except dump into France or Northwestern, which they will be hesitant to do so because the fact that I have German tanks returning to the center of Europe. So I don't know what he's going to do. I guess he could just dump into Finland. Karelia is safe. I don't expect anything nefarious to happen. I mean, I guess he could hit, and then US clears, and then Russia goes for it. But to be honest, these risky plays from allies I will be welcoming because I'm behind. So I'm not going to try and account for every allied attack. I'd rather they go for them and get bad dice. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the plan. Alright. Yeah, I mean, Germany still has 6 fighters on for 15, so the split would have to be pretty justifiable. To be honest, Russia could probably drop a destroyer. Yeah, Russia's so ahead on ground that you could probably waste money on a destroyer to try and protect your fleet. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. When you're ahead, you can do unorthodox plays. You can get away with the destroyer buys. I've played it myself. Done a couple Russian destroyer buys myself. Within reason, of course. When I'm super far ahead as Russia, yeah, you can normally waste money on fleet defense to be as aggressive as possible, taking income as allies. So, yeah, all right. Yeah, that should be 42. It hurts a lot more because I tank rushed. And the fact that I purposely skipped Northwestern to overcommit to France, and I couldn't even take France. I lost 3 infantry and then an extra 2 because of the missed income. So, and potentially an extra infantry because of a hit back. So arguably that's -6 ground for Germany if you want to think of it like that, I suppose. That's a really bad exchange. So early on. Results like this, they add up and often decide games like this, so. Alright, Japan round 4. UK with 10 infantry, 1 artillery. Artillery, 2 infantry to India, and the rest into United Kingdom here. Alright, so they took Burma back, losing an infantry. They hit Archangel, which I did feel like that was the most likely battle to happen out of all the risks that I'm going to be offering here. And it looks like they got a pretty bad result, which I'll definitely take. That's something I need, desperately needed, after the failed France take, and the fact that I'm still behind. I'm very happy with this. Yeah, so 2 fighters and a tank and a bomber to kill 2 fighters and an infantry. So that's a value of 23 IPC killed, but losing, what is that, 38 in return? Yeah, that's really bad. That's a really bad result. I'll have a quick look at the odds on that. It's a draw. So yeah, UK had an 80% to clear. Average is a bomber left, but for nothing remaining is a bottom 20% result. So I'll definitely take that. That is very needed. And took TJ, losing an infantry. Very hard to overcommit. But yeah, I mean, I think this is fine to hard commit against Japan just because of the low unit count in China. So yeah, all right. Interesting. So I've taken a look at Ukraine. Better look at it. Now, a 1-2 punch from US Russia. Allies have a 75%, which is interesting. Minus 31 attacker profit, so it really is expensive to hit. Let's assume US goes in for 1 round. If US goes in for 1 round, they have a 58%. Minus 22 IPC profit. I'm a little tempted to let allies take a punch at that, because the alternative is US simply just grabs money. Which is profitable for US. Oh, this 1-2 punch is expensive. Yes, that's really interesting. Of course, if US gets a good result, Russia will have a pretty nice time clearing it with their tanks and fighters. That's not a bad battle to trade away the Russian tanks to like chop down the German mobility. I guess. I mean, the German core is still pretty decent though, even without that stack. So I don't know. I'm not really too sure. I'm kind of tempted to leave them, to let allies hit that. But I do have the ability to send a Japanese fighter. 2, 3, 4. So yeah, there's that. Or I stick with the original plan and put the fighter here and bomber. But when I was thinking through it, I was thinking, is it even worth putting the fighter there anyway? Because the bomber covers it anyway, but US can still commit a single transport, and it's roughly a 60% that US will kill the tank at the very least. I'm pretty sure it's probably around a 50% to conquer with just 2 infantry against the tank. So I'd rather he full commit if he wants to push that position. So I might still put my fighter down there. Alright, well, with Japan here, I'm going to buy 8 ground. I have a surplus in Japan, so I can get 2 fighters this turn to replace the 2 that I lost in Archangel. And yeah, I think that is the plan. Where I shuck depends on Burma entirely. I just need to take Burma back. If I fail to take Burma back, then I can't really shuck in 61 because of the US bomber that can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A carrier against the bomber, the 2 transports. I'm not sure I'm too happy with that. Because of how overcommitted I am to expanding. I will commit both units. Or do I want to commit one and just be greedy by 1? I mean, how greedy do I want to play here? Because the alternative is I send a lone infantry fighter out of Hawaii and leave this infantry here and bank on that I get a hit back. So he can't take it. I mean, I suppose I am a little justified to sack a fighter for it. Maybe not. I don't know. This is very greedy from me. I think I'm willing to give it a try. Vologda will be an infantry tank, since I have no planes. And I think I'm going to do that and try and take Kazakh. Good luck to... Yeah, I know Kazakh's unlikely. The Japanese here. 3 naval invasions. Alright, this looks like to be a disaster. Oh, yes it is. Okay, can we clutch out the Conquer here? Okay, we do. 2 hitbacks is unfortunate. But I did take the territory, which is important. Okay, so I should be on par to take Australia here, hopefully. Okay, good stuff. I'm fine with that. 2 hitbacks does suck. That is above average. But I'll take the result. Okay, yep. Fighters being fighters, missing all the time on their first round, of course. Wow, no dice, right? Is it worth the tank? I don't think so. The problem is Russia has the ability to just wipe out wherever I leave in Venki now. If I retreat, and I kind of want to put these units in Venki. I guess I go for it. Yeah, really unfortunate. Wow, I am just not rolling hits on the first round. Okay, well that is really bad. Look at that. Horrific round. -8. Yep, that's pretty bad. Hopefully, US fails Alaska here. Yeah, that's a pretty bad result. Yeah, both. Yeah, I mean, the results against Russia are more painful because of how strong their start's been so far already. I think I'm just gonna push forward here. Russia is welcome to attack that. Yeah, 2 Burma, 2 Eastern, 1 Vologda, 1 Hawaii, 3 Kazakh. Yeah, that is a horrific round for Japan, considering all battles were favorable. Yeah, I mean, just look at this. What can I even... I guess I have to go for a Caucasus stack. So, with Russia, I wouldn't be surprised if Russia will spread out like a cancer and grab income, which should allow me to restack West Russia, and I'll probably go for a Caucasus stack. I think I'm gonna have to try something, whether that's break India because of the low allied plane count in the center of the board, or I try and conjure up a Kazakh stack in some way. Whatever happens, I have to kind of move here, I think, just to force Russia to constrict itself again. Yeah, I don't know if it's... I don't think Russia hits that. It's not really worth the tank loss. I guess I should have retreated in But I did kill the unit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a pretty rough round. This carrier is going to go to 62, so I can deploy the 2 fighters directly on the carrier. This will allow me to then have my planes move forward an extra tile. So that's extra pressure on Xinjiang. That's extra stacking power for Archangel or whatever. Like I pressure Evenki, not that it really matters if Russia kills both units here. Yeah, that round was fairly atrocious. What, like minus 30 IPC total? Yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah, this is pretty bad. But I do feel like the aggression was justified to try and stay in the game, but that turn pretty much completely backfired. So Germany had a bad round. I mean, to be fair, Russia had a bad round, Germany had a bad round, UK had a bad round, Japan had a bad round. But I think it's definitely a lot more swingy to Allied favor, for sure. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not possible. Sub's too far away. Yeah. Pretty pitiful attack power with Japan. Right. Germany round 5. US with 4 infantry, 2 transports, and an artillery, and an industry. Force everything on the eastern coast. Industry for Norway. Liberated Egypt. Took southern, losing an infantry. Attacked West Russia. Okay, let's see. Lost an infantry, retreating with a fighter bomber. No units lost for me. I'll take that. Took Alaska back. Then actually bombarded Italy. And killed my infantry and AA gun. So that's a pretty good result there for USC. Predicted my defensive profile change there. So that's well played from him. I did offer Italy on a platter. In a way, I suppose. US had nothing to do on their turn. Except take Southern Europe as well, but... Yeah, he got a pretty good result killing 2 units. 4 infantry, 2 artilleries for Russia. Took West Russia back. No units lost. Took Xinjiang. No units lost. Took Novo back, no units lost. Took Archangel, no units lost. And then attacked Venki, losing a tank. So that was a very good round for Russia as well. Yep. So Axis are in a pretty bad spot, especially after last round for Japan. I'm just going to buy 12 ground and stack forward into West Russia again. It's fairly safe. I might be willing to offer. I'll see what I need to do with the rest of my tanks, but I might be willing to offer something. Maybe an IPC profit battle, maybe. We'll see. Okay, well, at least I get France for free. If UK wasn't in free, I might be able to double stack both Archangel and West Russia. But UK's here, so they could just hit Archangel for Russia, so I can't do that. I think that's it. In Africa, I think I'm gonna do that. These units... I guess I could try risk an artillery versus an infantry, and then leave 2 infantry in Anglo. Yeah, I mean, why not? Yes. This fighter will probably move to Italian next turn, just so that I have the option to have this fighter escape through Szechuan or land on a fleet, land on a carrier to get away. I think that's it. These 2 units will stay here just to protect the bomber. UK could still send 2 fighters at it. So be it. Good luck to the Germans. Yep, seems about right. Okay, that's a very good result there. Of course. Germany must fail at least 1 trade every round. Is that how it's going so far? Oh yeah, I failed France. So brutal, it really is. I think this turn I didn't trade Northwestern. I failed Caucasus as well. Yeah, okay. Oh, can I take Egypt? Egypt will... If I take Egypt, I'll be able to get 14 ground next turn. Not that I would have the recruit slots for it, since I'm giving up Italy. Can I just kill the unit? No. Of course, when I get the hit back, US also gets the hit back. So now UK has a bloody tank on Anglo now. I mean, what else is UK gonna do with those planes? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, these battles are very precise in their results of what I need, and if I cannot make them, the position just falls apart. I mean, that was the same with Japan's turn. These were fairly precise battles, where the hitbacks pretty much alter the entire position. And it was like the worst case scenario that round, and now this has failed. I think I just have to hope that UK gets diced here, like he got bad dice in A8 Archangel. But yeah, that's pretty horrific. I don't often play this risky, but I kind of have to when I'm this far behind and against a player of this caliber. So I just have to play like this. I failed Archangel, so UK is not even required to clear Archangel for Russia. Alright, I've done a few calculations here. So West Russia will be a 50-50. 12-1 and 12 against 17-4 and 5 with 2 fighters. Yep, I don't expect Russia to hit that anytime soon, so that's good. I can hold that cheaply. Karelia is a 43% to hold with 2 units deployed. Very expensive for ours to hit. Of course, if they win that battle, they wipe out the German Air Force, so I don't think Allies hit that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and I don't know why US would attack it with an infantry planes anyway. I just included them for the sake of the 1-2-3 punch. It's just more likely that Russia would hit it with their tanks and planes. But so I think Karelia is safe. France, I have a 68% to dead zone it. I think that's fine. Arguably, I can't really capture France because US has a follow-up. Of course, UK will. So I'm out. So Allies technically have a France stack. I will still have to hit it because I am behind and I am pretty desperate. But I can't capture France. It's going to be a strafe. Berlin is actually a 50-50 to hold. I don't mind offering that because in UK's attack power is not that big. He's got 7 infantry, a tank, and 2 fighters. That is it. But I'm going to offer a straight 10v10. I think I'm fine with that. Italy will be a 58% to hold. I don't think US is hitting that. I suppose I could offer him a 60%. Instead. So it'd be a 9 versus 7. I guess I'm fine with that. The problem is if the US is successful with this and UK then had previously then dumped him to France, they have the France stack and I can't really retaliate. Yeah. The Allies are fairly active this round. It's very unfortunate. Right, that's the end of Germany round 5, and I'll be back with Japan round 5. Okay, Japan round 5 here. 9 infantry, 2 artilleries for the UK. 3 infantry to India, and then 6 infantry, 2 artilleries to United Kingdom. Took Northwestern, no units lost. Took France, losing an infantry, and failed Burma. Moved into Kazakh, Persia. Mini stacked Northwestern and France. Didn't move forward here. I suppose my tanks are here. After after all. Okay. Yep. Good round for UK. Oh, Burma, though. With the sub into 48. Mostly a non-issue. I suppose that kind of stops my little fighter drops to 62. Yeah, because if I want to shuck properly... Yeah, unless I just let the sub roll on my carrier. I mean, how desperate do I really want to play here? I mean, UK just, like, yeah, UK just kills the carrier most of the time. Well, if I want to continue playing with these fighters deployed into 62, it would have to ruin my shuck. That's just the way it is. This will be the buy. I want you here. What I'll do is I'll send... Yeah, ideally the destroyer makes its way back now. So I'd be leaving a lone carrier in 53. I mean, that's fine. It's, yeah. US would be a little incentivized to drop a sub. But I feel like if they're going to do that, I would take those little wins, I guess. Buying fleet. So, okay, I'll just move the destroyer battleship into 50. Okay, so what I want... One infantry, I think. And then these two planes will go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not gonna calculate Szechuan. Well, I might have to. Might actually have to. But I'm gonna be tempted to leave Russia odds. If I fail Xinjiang, then Russia gets better odds. I'm gonna try and invite him to attack me. I don't think it's a good idea because Germany is right here after all. So I could leave this relatively undefended. Russia can't really attack me that much because you're committing, what is that? That's 8. 11, roughly 11 ground. I suppose he could wipe me out entirely in China. But then if he did such a move, I would roll on Moscow because I'd be done. I'd be done. That's for sure. This fighter doesn't really have anything to do except move here or here. And that's it. There's nothing else to do this turn. Yep, that's it. Yeah, all right. Good luck to the Japanese. He did miss, so I'm gonna be rather tempted. Rather tempted to offer him like some profit here. It might be juicy enough for Russia to hit. It's so rare that Russia ever does such a move. Oh, I don't know. So US has 5 attackers here, but there are 2 additional fighters. You could be like, all right, I'm gonna all in this and wipe this out. That's what's kind of stopping me from doing that. Italy, from what I remember, was... Let me get the calculation. It's... So US does have a 60... No, that's not true. No. There's a 35%er. He's not hitting that. He might use one of the transports to bombard me again and pray that he gets 2 hits with his bombards. So the planes still have nothing to do. Okay, so I'm just going to move to Italian East. Fine. Okay. Dump these guys here. I'm going to do 2 guys here. I don't mind if Russia wants to spend a tank taking Soviet Far East, and you could. I don't really care. Szechuan is interesting. Without those 3 additional tanks, I have a 50-50 to hold, which I'm kind of a little upset about. I was hoping it'd be a little better for Russia. But if US air raids Xinjiang, Russia has a 95% on Szechuan with these 3 extra tanks. I don't know if he would hit that. The prize is 2 fighters. I just don't know if it's good enough. Good enough for Russia to go out of their way to hit it, I should say. I guess Allies could set up a 1-2, but I do have German fighters in Karelia, so that's unlikely. Yeah, if I go here, US has a bomber as well. I'd rather not deal with that. That's fine, the bomber lived. US will kill 2 infantry. That's fine. I'm gonna be tempted to send this tank after the unit in Belgian Congo to deny US Union for 1 more turn. 1 more turn. 2 fighters and 8 infantry. Right. Of course, that's an incredible amount of pressure relieved from India. But it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, 42 income, so 22 minus 7, 15. So I have 15 to spare, which is probably a bomber, and 9 ground. And I'm just going to churn out bombers for the rest of the game, probably. But at least I have my Air Force back now. I have 6 Japanese fighters again. As if nothing happened. Yeah. That's the end of Japan round 5. And I'm back with Germany round 6. Alright. Germany round 6. Looking awfully bleak, this game here. US with 9 infantry and artillery. Fighter tank. Infantry artillery to Norway. 5 units to Western. 5 units to Eastern. I took the Belgian Congo. And then killed Anglo. No units lost. That's just really unfortunate for me there. Allies need to be getting bad dice, not good dice at this stage. Russia with 3 and 3. Took Ukraine, perfect 1-1. No units lost. Yep. And yeah, you can see that the US also joined in this complete brutal setup from the Allies here. Yeah, this is definitely well played. He's taking full advantage of the lead he's got. I can't really do much about this. I think it's very bleak. I can't hit all 3 targets. It's just there's just way too many units. There's way too many units. There's too much risk on my planes, and I mean, just look at the fallout from US and the Med. It's just absolutely vile. Of course, UK with their 4 transports as well. It's just a little too much pressure. So I'm just gonna buy all ground, of course. I think the plan is to send 1, 2, 3, and I think pretty much the rest of the units are going into France, if I'm not mistaken. This is just a YOLO stack. I can't think of anything else to do in this game. It's just way too many units, and I can't not hit France. And I need to stack shift somewhere on the coast here to try and minimize my losses. There's just no way of I don't know what to say. I've been in a little debate with myself here, thinking, you know, what's the best thing to do? Which part of the shit sandwich do you want to eat? Because this is what this is. There's just no good way to really deal with this, I don't think, unless I'm missing something right here. But I think I'm just gonna all in France, all in stack it, and just pray for the best. Same with Caucasus. Yep. I'm going to be offering Berlin odds. So I'm going to offer relatively high odds because I need allies to consider going for it. I mean, this is just a knockout blow. There's no way about it. That would just finish the game if allies take more, if allies take Berlin. But it needs to be good enough so they don't skip it and just hit France anyway. Both moves are game ending, but allies have less units hitting Berlin, so essentially if Russia wipes out Caucasus, that's essentially game ending as well. So I'm offering 3 YOLOs, essentially 3 YOLOs here. I don't think Karelia's like, I think I can defend that just fine, but I'm gonna purposely leave Berlin a little bit open. Yeah, I'm essentially assuming that he will get 0 hitbacks here. He needs to get 0 hitbacks. But if he does get 1 with the infantry, I'll be sacking a fighter. I'm sacking a fighter so that I have more ground to defend my stack. So the AA gun must miss. The AA gun must miss. Well, I'm actually gonna consider to send 2 planes if I'm going with that logic. I will have 2 planes to sack to help me stack France. I only need 2 planes to help support Berlin. So, and that's those 2 planes, I think. I suppose I could send a 3rd one because this one technically can go to Karelia. So I suppose what I'll do here, so 2 can land in Berlin if they survive, and then if the 1 from Italy survives, it can go up to Karelia. So yeah, I think that's the plan. All right. And the crazy thing is, I could not even one round this battle. Yeah, of course. I will commit. I could have retreated, but there's like... I'm too far behind to try overthink something. So I'm just going to offer allies battles, and if they take them and get bad dice, then I can work with it. If I play like standard minimum trades, and I guess I could strafe these targets instead. I just lose because I just get traded down. Germany gets traded down faster than Japan can build a stack against Russia. Since Russia is so incredibly strong this game, that's never happening. Considering Russia is almost the same strength as Japan. Like, I'm just not winning this game with Japan. It's not happening. But yeah, there you are. At least I didn't lose a plane, I guess. Right? I didn't lose a plane. Oh boy. But yeah, here we are. This is it. This tank will go down here. I'm basically forcing US to send this infantry here, here, and then these two come down. So US will take as long as possible to get into an actual decent position with these units. Not that it ever matters. It's not going to matter in this game, I don't think, but if the game does continue past this round, then it might matter. Yeah, so Berlin, I think France odds are actually a lot better because he got hitbacks. Yeah, so yep, Allies have a 98 on France, and they will have a 96 on Berlin. So this is how desperate I am. I'm deliberately offering these, and I couldn't really care about Karelia. They can hit it. I'm not going to calculate it. And yeah, US could hit this to soften it, could hit this to soften it. There's just too many options that allies have. I just need them to get bad dice. That's it. So yeah, let's not think about it too much more. Let's just get on with it. Yeah, this is awesome, man. Yep. All right. Like, Japan is just so dead in the water. What was it? Japan 5? Japan 4, I mean. Like, albeit I think I did make a pretty greedy turn. That's mostly Hawaii. But I have to try something. Against this caliber of player, there's no slow play. There's no slow play when Russia, you know, loses nothing West Russia and gets an incredible Ukraine strafe. There's no slow play. There is none. There never was. And then they get a good result in Karelia. Actually, they got a bad result in Karelia, but they're too far ahead anyway for it to really matter. But yeah, alright. Alright, well, I'll be back with Japan round 6. Alright, Japan round 6. Carrier, 6 infantry for the UK. Carrier 2-8. 3 infantry to United Kingdom and 3 infantry to India. Attack Germany. Killing 6 infantry. Lost 8 infantry, 2 artilleries and a tank. Retreated with 2 planes. Took West Russia. Perfect 1-1. Okay. But did fail Burma. Okay. Yeah, so hit Berlin here. Now, US has somewhere around the 70 to 90% odds. If Japan can kill 8, right? If Japan can kill 8 and kill this bomber, right? With these 3 fighters, Germany turns into a coin flip. So, oh, and the bomber has to live attacking 8, by the way. So, yeah, we'll see if that will happen. It won't. But yeah. Try and kill that bomber. Try and kill the transport so that US can't use the 2 transports to pick up these 3 men to go after Berlin. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I normally review the footage before, well, normally edit it down after I've done. And I mentioned, you know, sacking planes for ground to defend France. I just didn't. I just didn't bother. I took 2 losses and I didn't bother sacking planes, but it doesn't really matter. Because he's going for Berlin anyway, so it was actually better to not sack the fighters. So yeah. Alright, well, I'm not going to take too long with my Japan turn here. I'm just going to buy 9 infantry and industry. And I'm actually going to hit Western United States. The game is, like, over. If I can't, well, I mean, the game's most likely over if I can't wipe out this fleet or kill this bomber. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to hit this. If I somehow take it, and US fails to take Berlin, and also fails to take back Western, then the game is actually surprisingly playable. Of course, Russia could still roll on Caucasus. So there's just too much that allies would. There's just too much that would just go right for the allies under normal circumstances. So, yep. Why not? I can't say I've ever really hit Western. I've never seen the point taking the risk there, just because US normally has retaliation afterwards, but figured why not. I mean, the game is like most likely over anyway, so yeah, let's just go for the fleet. I don't know the odds. Let's just quickly find out here. I doubt the bomber has anywhere near like 1% chance to win that battle. So let's have a look. And the funny thing is that the UK's result was good enough that they retreated with their fighters. They didn't bother sacking them. Just to rub salt in the wound. That didn't, yeah, it just didn't go bad for UK. Let's have a look at this. So a bomber to win is a 0.4% result. Yep, that's obviously going to work now. Come on. When I take Kazakh, I'm just gonna. I guess I just might as well just all in. I mean, yeah, I will just all in this. The tank will non-com through to go into Caucasus. Let's see what the game thinks of these combats, shall we? Implausible, implausible, and implausible. Oh, right. I fancy my chances. Yeah. So I could move my tank up there, but might as well just put it in Caucasus. Maybe that tank somehow makes a difference. Yeah, right. Any planes that survive will just go in Caucasus anyway. Yep, alright. Guess this transport moves to 21. It doesn't really, it can't really do that because the US just puts a destroyer here to block me. Yeah, alright. Good luck to the Japanese. Got one hit in Western there. Of course. Doesn't really matter. These are the battles that matter the most, that will actually make a difference if I somehow win. Well, would you look at that? I killed the bomber. I mean, wow. Let me just have a look at that. I mean, that was a 50-50, actually. I got a top 21% result there. No, a top 31%, my bad. Okay, I mean, yeah, sure. Now I just need to kill that fleet. I just need to kill the fleet, right? Berlin's now a 50-50. See, it's that simple, right? See, you miss on the first round, so you maximize your odds of losing, and then get killed anyway. So yeah, there you go. All right, well, if we have a look at US's odds, I'm pretty sure they skyrocket to, yep, 94%. But there's still a chance that, well, he fails to take Berlin. I need sensational dice. So yeah. I'm gonna leave that. It doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna leave that carrier there. If he wants to send the lone fighter there, be my guest. I think these transports are fairly useless now. Interesting. Well, I mean, at least Persia went right. I mean, it was a coin flip, so it wasn't a ridiculous odd I was going for, but yeah. Industry in Guangdong here. Hmm. I don't know. When I come to fully put this together through editing, maybe I'll see a move that I've missed with Axis to make a comeback. Besides offering Berlin here, but I don't see it. It's not sustainable because, especially because of Japan 5, not Japan 5, Japan 4. That's probably one of the worst rounds I've ever had, to be honest. Yeah, it's been a real dicey game, that's for sure. Game suggests it's even on AP. Not really though. US has their turn. Yeah. Alright, that's the end of Japan round 6, and I'll be back with Germany round 7. Alright, that is the end of this game here. Allies victory. As you can see, Both Berlin fell, and Caucasus. So yeah. 2 submarines, 3 transports, and a bomber. Yep, 2 subs to 56, basically to kill this convoy here. There's not really much I can do to protect it. Yeah, 3 more transports and a bomber. Yeah, okay. It took Africa back, took Germany, only losing 3 infantry. No plane lot. Yeah, no plane losses. Took Italy, losing an infantry. Took Union, losing an infantry. Russia with 7 more ground. And wiped out Kazakh. Only losing 23 infantry, 1 artillery. So, yeah, that is probably as game as it could get. Yep. Alright, so yeah, GG and well played to Darth Hansen here. Yep, very well played game. You can see how he essentially just completely dismantled the German position in Europe. I think round 6, right? That nasty setup. Okay, well, yeah, this was a pretty nasty game to play for Axis. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This is probably the best West Russia I played against. There's no real way to come back in a game against a star like this, against a player like this on this caliber, unless he gets severely diced somewhere. And he didn't roll on Ukraine, which was no. He didn't roll on Bello. I didn't stack Ukraine. Stacked Bello, but he didn't roll on it. He decided to just trade down Karelia and Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, it was a bad result for Karelia, but despite that result, I would say Russia was, well, Allies were still in the lead. Russia was just an absolute juggernaut this game. Something would need to go seriously wrong for me to come back. And Bello was probably my best option, and he foregoed it, which I do think was the correct decision. I tried playing quite aggressively. I tried taking battles very cheaply, but I can't say the battles were working in my favor. I was trying to take things cheaply. I tried to play very aggressively, try and come back, and it kind of blew up in my face. Japan 4 being the biggest contender of worst rounds ever. Yeah, it's a real struggle, and when dice are just not gonna give you that edge to try and come back when you're already behind, there's not really much hope. The longer the game goes on, the better it is for the player in the lead. Especially, I would say, especially for allies in particular, because they have the income advantage. IPC neutral engagements benefit allies because they have the income advantage. So when I'm gonna get below average results like this, it's absolutely crushing. And like after this round, Russia completely pushed Japan and wiped everything out. So yeah. I tried. I did look back through the footage. I guess at G5, I made a mistake, made a slight mistake by pushing a little too far forward with my infantry. So it kind of allowed allies to pull off this very aggressive mini stacks with their AA guns against me, but I was kind of enticing allies to roll on Berlin at that time, I'm pretty sure. And West Russia, like I was offering many things. I think the only one he took was Archangel. He did get bad dice there. Um, yeah, but that was pretty much it. That's like the only thing that really went wrong for allies, I would like to say. I mean, Russia round 2, but besides that, um, yeah, I think like the allied turns went as they were expected, but I was playing a bit aggressive with Axis and it just wasn't working. That's pretty much it. So when it came to round 6, I just offered France, Berlin, Caucasus in the off chance that I get lucky, and unfortunately that did not happen. So, but yeah, that was it was still very well played from Darth. He executed his early game advantage very well. There wasn't really much I could do about it. I think Japan won. I lost those 2 fighters as well. That was pretty nasty. And he actually managed to save the transport. Like that's just so bad. Like results like that is just bad for Axis. So he did get away with that, I would say. He didn't defend it with the fighter. So yeah, unfortunately there was no bites for the dice in this game for Axis. But yeah, that is the game. If you guys think I could have played this differently or I missed a move somewhere, do let me know. I think I don't think I don't think I have the patience to try and draw out a game like this when I'm already behind. Uh, I prefer games to end quickly, so I do like to be aggressive when I can. So I don't know if the slower play was the correct option. He would just stranglehold me to death. And there just wouldn't be much I could really do. He would probably offer fleet battles, but I might have odds, but they're just not going to be very good in value, I think. So yeah, GG and well played to Darth here. And yeah, I wish him luck on the next round. I think he's facing either Bobby or Snoopy, whichever one wins that game. They're both very, very good players for both sides. Um, I wouldn't know who I would prefer to play against, to be honest. They're both very good players, so um, yeah, I wish him luck. That's not to slight his skill or anything, but yeah. Yeah, so I made it to round 2 of the knockout stage. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that progress. I beat some pretty strong players this tourney, so I'll definitely take that. It is unfortunate that I didn't really stand a chance in this game, um, unfortunately, but some of the other games were I was pretty fortunate on the dice receiving end, so it all equals out in the end, if you believe in any dice conspiracy theories. Alright, that is the end of this game here. As always, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your time, and I'll catch you in the next one.